right, welcome to Spitball and Sports. Hi, I'm John, and Scott will be joining me in a moment. He's running a little bit late. Mr. Burks will be with us here. Hey, Chris, he'll be with us shortly. He's about 5-10 minutes late. He sent me a message, so he'll be joining us very soon. Robin's here doing her normal work. How's it going, Robin?
Good.
All right, very good.
Excited for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We made it all the way here.
Yeah, I know.
Super Bowl, wow. Went fast.
I was just going to say the season went really, really fast.
Yeah, it did. It went super fast. It always does. It always does the football season.
It's a 365-day a year cycle now, the NFL.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? I was looking at some of the week after the Super Bowl, I think that XFL starts.
Right.
There's a few players on there that you'll recognize.
Yeah.
There's a couple. All the coaches you'll recognize for sure.
Yeah.
But some of the players
Isn't Jeff Fisher there?
No, I think he's in the other one.
Oh, he's in the other one?
Yeah. But there's people you're going to remember. I just, off the top of my head, I just can't. I'm not thinking of it. But there was a couple players that I even recognized from maybe college or backups in the NFL, things like that.
That's fun.
As long as the football is just football and it's not a circus act, I'm good.
Me too.
If there's nothing else on, if there's no hockey or basketball or something meaningful, I'll throw it on.
Sure.
Might be able to bet it if you pay attention to it enough.
Oh yeah.
I bet.
Oh, I bet you it'll make for good betting.
I would think it could possibly be very lucrative. I just got a feeling.
I think so too.
Because how many times do you get to bet something like this that's just never? It's just starting.
Yeah.
Never. You don't have any. You have no. So I don't know how they even set a line because you're going to have no thing to go by.
Right.
You have no history.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. I can't wait to see how they set the line. That'll be interesting to see how good Las Vegas is. How do they set a line on a league that's never played?
Right.
So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
To see that. And I guess you'll have to read.
We'll have to stay tuned because we'll have some picks.
Oh, tonight we're definitely going to have picks.
I mean, we'll have picks in the future.
Oh,
for
yeah.
That.
When that pops up for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I'm thinking the more you do, if you do research, there's going to be people out there that have been researching this, obviously. Mm-hmm. They have to be. And somehow they're going to know, who the favorite is or who shouldn't be the favorite and that kind of stuff. So it'll be fun. I like the uniforms, too. They're always cool to see the different uniforms.
I like that too.
It's weird though, because then you got the USFL as last year went, and now the XFL. I don't see it I don't see how they're going to compete. There's really no need for two.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough, I think. Let's see here. Scott's with us. Let me bring Scott in.
Oh, good.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing.
What's happening, Robin?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Oh man, our guest will be here shortly. He said he's going to be 5-10 minutes late.
That's fine.
So what's happening, man? Anything new? How's the dog?
No, nothing. No, fine. They had to get a vaccine.
Did they? Oh, they're all right.
In and out in literally, they're in and out of there in 8 minutes.
Oh, that's nice.
And I look at my daughter, I go, and that just cost me over $100. How about that?
Yeah, right.
All right. I need a better job.
Yeah, man. Our daughter had a little incident with she's got a puppy, and it was an emergency type situation. Brought her in and all that, and
well, that's where they get you, dude.
It was like 1,100.
Yep, emergencies, the worst.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You got to take care of it. Nothing you can.
The best I can tell you is they told me at the place I go to is they have a place that they recommend everybody go to for emergencies. Best priced, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was ready to kill the people on Grand Island. They came at me and were like, "Yeah, sorry, but because I'd already paid the bill in full and left. Let's come back, pick the dog up." And they were like, "Yeah, you owe us another." I'm like, "My bill's is paid in full right here."
Yeah, right, right.
No. You still owe for. I said, "I'm gonna give you two options. Go back there and get the dog for me, or I'll be doing it myself."
Yeah.
I said, "I'll come around the counter, man. I'm coming to get my dog, so go get it." And then I said, and then they went and got the dog for me. It was Phoebe. And as I was going outside, I said, "You know what? If she gets hit by a car in the parking lot, I'm going to drive a 20-minute drive to the other hospital and risk any more damage just to not bring her back into this place." Oh, they're total sharks, man.
Yeah, the Grand Island Animal Hospital. I've heard not. I mean, I don't know.
Notorious.
Yeah, I've heard things about that.
Notorious, man.
And
the vet that I'm going to right now told me that was the first place they talked about.
It's a beautiful looking building, I recall.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Grand Island. It's a little bit more, it's not like high class, but it's a little more, probably more middle class, middle high class, I guess, over there.
Yeah, I remember. Well, God, back in the '80s, our dog was going there, but that was a whole different time. Looked a lot different in there. But anyhow, man, I was talking to Robin just a minute ago about the XFL starting next week and how that could be something lucrative for betting. Because how can they set a line on something they don't know? I mean, there's no history.
Man. Yeah, that's different.
Some of the players I recognize. I look at the rosters, very few, but I recognize a couple. And the coaches we know. But like, I'm curious. How do you set a line? How good is Las Vegas? They're going to set a line.
That's going to be curious. You're going to probably see a lot of -1, -1s at first, probably the first week, right?
Yeah.
I think. Other than that, sorry, I've got to fix my stuff.
That's all right.
Unless they base it on I guess I'd have to see who the guys are, how old they are, how long they've been out of football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I don't know who any of is it because it's NFL cast-offs, right? Obviously. And
yeah, you'll recognize some, maybe others, maybe guys that didn't make it, maybe got cut, that kind of shit. Probably played major.
Having a lot of college information is going to be more helpful for that league.
Yeah, there's money to be made in that. I think I got a feeling that if we pay attention enough, you know what I mean, do some reading online.
They haven't been putting a lot out there, have they?
Not really.
I haven't even heard much talk about it, which is pretty surprising because I heard talk about it all through the summer.
Yeah,
and now it's like I don't know, And then The Rock did his thing. What at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, remember at the Super Bowl when he was screaming?
Super Bowl, yeah. So I thought it was going to be a regular talked about thing because didn't they partner with the NFL somewhat?
Somewhat, yeah, because the USFL that played last year, it kind of sucked because remember they played every game in one location. So
yeah.
It's kind of
yeah. So there's no home field advantage, and I heard not many people showed up to the games.
Yeah, Nate, I'm not sure how many games they're playing in that season. I got to look it up. I don't know much. You know what? I see our guest is here. Let me bring our guest in.
Awesome.
Let's bring in now, Mr. Robert.
Yeah. Hey, John. Thanks for having me. Scotty, nice to meet you.
You are the founder, the host of SportsSkope.
Yeah.
And now listen to this, guys. You do a show every night, right?
Yeah. Monday through Friday.
That's nice.
8 p.m. Eastern to 9.
Yeah.
That's what I shoot for anyways.
You're in Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Nice. How's the weather?
It's a little cool here, but we're making it, man. It's been good. It's been a pretty mild winter overall, knock on wood. Not like you guys in the Buffalo area.
Yeah.
I couldn't survive, man. That's rough living up there, brother. That 7 feet of snow thing, man. I don't know about all that.
But you know what the great thing is other than that, we've hardly gotten any snow all winter. Like it's been in the 50s all week. So this is one of them winters that you can't complain too much other than about the storm, I guess.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's a food for thought.
Now, Robert, how long?
Yeah.
Let me ask you before we get into. I want to talk about a little bit about the NBA and then some Super Bowl stuff. How long you been doing Sports Surge?
SportsSkope.
I'm sorry, Scope. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's fine, man. I'd started in May of 2017 on the Periscope out. Yep, there I am. Yep. May 2017 on the Periscope out with my phone, and I wanted to get back into sports talk, or going towards sports talk. I could get a sports talk radio gig, but I was balancing around my carrier job where I'm working 60 hours a week. Now I've cut that down to about 45, and I'm doing it Monday through Friday. But since 2017, man, just kind of building it as I go. I do StreamYard also, and meet some interesting people on between Facebook and Twitter and everything. Yeah,
love StreamYard, man. They couldn't make it any easier.
For somebody like me who's not tech savvy, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I had to go to like T-Mobile and ask them how to use this app, how to use that app.
But you're learning, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a millennial and everything, but I'll admit that some of this stuff I don't get, man. Took a minute.
I leave that to John over here.
Let me say this though, for everybody out there, then we're going to get into what we need to talk about.
Yeah.
I watched your show. It's great. I enjoyed it. The other day, there's a lot of you're getting information like you're not going to get on TV. It's not an ESPN type deal. It's really good stuff. Monday through Friday starts at 8. It was. I was enthralled. I was stuck to it. It was really good. I got to tell you.
Thanks, John. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Some
Yeah.
nights I get bummed out, don't feel like fooling with it. And then somebody like yourself or my friend at work, she'll say, I enjoyed that program. I say, okay, well, that kind of little B12 shot, you know.
Oh, we understand. We get there. Yeah, I know what you mean. Let's get into the NBA real quick.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk. I mean, the deadline was crazy. It's one of the best deadlines in sport. And
you ain't lying, man.
yeah, it was nuts. I mean, I always want the NHL to be that way, but it can't because of the cap and this is insane. I want to know your thoughts on, first of all, let's go all the way to the beginning of Kyrie Irving heading to play with Luka. Can that work? Can it not work? And was it a good trade or not?
Well, it's traditionally the Dallas Mavericks. Think about it. You got Mark Cuban, really nice city. Loved it. Been to Dallas many times. Very top-notch facilities, but they have problems, guys, getting free agents. So I commend. I see where they're coming from, making an aggressive trade to get a guy like Kyrie to play with Luka. Kyrie, you can't trust this guy to give him a long-term contract. But as far, hey, we'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works out during these last 23, 25 games and a playoff run. But I don't think they're going to go to the finals or anything. But it's more of a test fire type of deal, I think. And I don't think Mark Cuban's crazy enough to give him extension. But then again, he's Mark Cuban. He's unpredictable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Scott, did you see? And I know Did you see the big deal with the Phoenix Suns?
Yeah. I saw it.
Now, I got to get your
I got questions about that guy myself, too.
Yeah, but here's my thing, though, with this. Draft picks mean nothing now. They're throwing them around like this one gets 4 draft. This one, they gave 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder. I think it was from Milwaukee. Gave it to the Nets. 5 second-rounders. What did you think of this deal? I mean, it's obvious. I mean, they're going for it. The Suns, good for them. They should go for it. Boy, I like Cam Johnson and Bridges. What did you think?
Yeah, that's true. That you got a good point. You're taking all your defense out, guys, and you're throwing a 34-year-old guy that's coming off of an injury into Kevin Durant, and you're throwing him with a 37-year-old point guard. And I know they got Booker and Ayton. And they're saying, go win it. Now, I'm 41. The owner of the Phoenix Suns, he's 43. This guy's 43 years old, inherited his dad's company. He takes the team over that morning, and then they trade for Kevin Durant that afternoon.
I didn't know that. That's wild.
That is right. I mean,
is that why it was so? Was there talks? Was it rumored at all before, or was it just out of the blue? Because I didn't hear anything about it. I don't listen that much to NBA, but I do listen to the sports shows, and I really never heard that.
Phoenix they were in the running last year for him with the other ownership. Memphis was in the run. Boston. And I was the only one on my program that said Jaylen Brown. I may take a look at trading Jaylen Brown. A friend of mine, he's diehard Boston. He's like, no bleeping way. Brown's in his prime. Durant's coming out of his prime. I digress. But, so it was talks. I didn't think nothing was going to happen. I thought maybe they was going to try to build something around Kevin Durant because Irving is unreliable. But I guess, you know what? I guess the owner just got frustrated and said, let me just get a boatload of draft picks and just let's start this thing over, When
do these guys start? When does the Kevin Durant bullshit get old? Like when does it finally come home to roost? He seems like he holds like the league hostage.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. Do you know what I mean? It's like he goes to Brooklyn and you think he's going to help turn things around there, and within like a couple of years he's got camps are there. He's got, it seems like he does this everywhere he goes. He wears out his welcome everywhere he goes within like 2 years.
That's interesting. I never think of Durant in that way, but that's an interesting thought because
that's what he's doing.
Everyone leaves. I mean, look at that Brooklyn team. I mean, Harden, everybody, it's gone. Poof, it's done.
He ruins teams really
with no winning. I don't know. I mean, Durant. So you're going to end up with the one thing I thought that was amazing is that they didn't have to trade Ayton. I really thought he would be because in the summertime that was the rumor. I had all kinds of rumors about him going to Phoenix.
Right. No rumor. No, did not see him getting an extension there, guys. By no means. But they extended Ayton in the summer.
Yeah. Yes, and that's what stopped all the trade talks. And then I'm looking at Brooklyn, and what do you think? Spencer Dinwiddie's back. Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, a bunch of picks. Maybe they did the right thing finally. I don't know. What do you think, Robert? I don't know.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. It comes down to your drafting ability. I think Mr. What's his name? Ty, the owner there.
Oh,
I think he's looking at Danny Ainge over there in Utah. They've got like 15 draft picks. He's doing the Boston thing west, right?
Yeah.
And he's looking to say, maybe I should just get some scouting. I think he's probably burnt out on the whole free agent thing. Just mash a bunch of players together, get some young, hungry players that want to make this thing happen and go that route. I think he's over. I mean, think about all the stuff Kyrie did. I mean, he's turned into another cancer. Kyrie and Westbrook are two of the most talented players, Russell Westbrook, that they don't have self-awareness, And that's a lot with the NBA now. I mean, it's just not what it was in the 90s and the early 2000s. It's unfortunate. I grew up loving the NBA, guys. I mean, just, back into the Magic era, into the Jordan era. Yeah. I had an interview with a guy the other night, man. It's telling me how much he liked. He still follows it, but it's just not quite like it was then, where people gave a crap about development and gave some respect to coaching. And not every time you have a bad day or a bad season, you don't want to run out of town. Everybody wants to be traded.
Yeah.
By the way, it was check this out. I found this stat out the other day. This afternoon. Record-setting NBA trade deadline. 24 teams made 12 trades involving 49 players. So, it was crazy talk.
It's crazy. Wow. And speaking of Westbrook, he got into an argument with his coach. I actually was watching the game. He got into the argument, and now he got moved. And that was that 3-player deal. What do you think about how did the Lakers make out?
You know what? The Lakers see, and this is my thing about everybody saying, well, not everybody. Some of the national people, your Skip Bayless thinks that Phoenix is going to win the championship. And I said, well, no, the Lakers got better by subtraction of Westbrook, got D'Angelo Russell, better spot up shooter. Got some other guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Beasley or something. Malik Beasley.
Good call. Yeah, Malik Beasley there. They've gotten better there without Westbrook, essentially. They're probably going to compete for a playoff spot. They're going to be in that play-in game. But you can't trust Anthony Davis to stay healthy. But what's going to happen is they're going to mess up a team like Phoenix getting a better position. That everybody thinks. I think teams like Denver, the Clippers, like what the Clippers done, adding Mason Plumlee. Actually did like Jay Crowder going to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And who was that? Mike Muscala. Going to Boston. See, these little bitty under the radar, those are the ones I like because it's really good teams just adding depth. When you start shuffling the whole deck, it's hard to develop chemistry in 25 games.
No. Well, there was one guy, and it's kind of fun. It made me laugh and I liked him. I do stay up and watch late night basketball. For some reason, I have insomnia. So I was watching the Lakers the other night, and I see a guy that I didn't really know, Thomas Bryant. I'm like, man, this kid's good. This big kid in the center, in the middle, he demands a trade. And because he's not getting playing time, and they trade him to Denver. So how much playing time is he going to get there with Jokic, So he kind of got screwed.
It is a lot of movement, man, and see, this is why I took Jordan. I still think Jordan's the best because you can't put this argument. This was the argument for years. LeBron never had good management behind him, and LeBron never had was it Krause, the general manager, like Jordan had. He never had the stability of a field. No, LeBron was he's he's calling the shots behind the scenes. He's hugging up to Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram to their face and bringing them on that cheesy show he's got. Then he turns around and behind his back, he's pushing them out of town, bringing his guys in, Anthony Davis and whatnot. And then he complains when it don't work out. He was behind Westbrook, you know. Yeah. How much when he was at Cleveland, the second time he was at Cleveland, you know, he pushed out was the Wiggins pick. He got Kevin Love. When it works out, yeah, you get the credit. When it don't, it's somebody else's fault. You can't have it both ways, you know.
True. Yeah. No, I mean, LeBron, you know, it all just went real bad when way back when he made his decision. It just that whole ESPN blew it up, and it didn't do him any good.
And he didn't want to accept coaching from Spoelstra. I mean, Wade had to talk him into accepting coaching.
Jeez.
He said, this is a stable environment, LeBron. Just trust me. It's good. He put 2 rings on his fingers, but LeBron, how does LeBron repay him? As soon as they have a bad season, he runs out of town. He don't even tell Wade.
Right.
Goes back home to Cleveland.
Classy fella, man. Classy guy.
Classy guy. Stand-up guy.
Before we get to football, because I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got to get ready for your own show. Real quick, is there a way you can tell me who you thought? I mean, I'm just springing this on you. So if not, I understand. Right. Winners and losers. Is there a winner, a loser, or any that you can team?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think those guys I just named, Clippers getting Pumbly, winner. Boston, Mike Muscella. We need some backup here. If I'm Boston, I'm thinking, because Robert Williams and his injury issue, and then you got Al Horford. What is he? 36 now? 37 years old.
He looks it, yeah.
So you got that third guy there for Boston. Those are my big winners there. Losers, man, I don't know. Probably Phoenix in the long run. With it, probably. Well, I don't know Brooklyn. We don't know about the draft picks. It's too hard to see what's going to happen. But ultimately, the Lakers will be a loser, and ultimately, I think the Warriors.
Yeah,
they're probably going to be. They're going to be a loser this year. They're too far back, and Steph is out. We don't know how long he's going to be out.
They traded Wiseman was I think second overall or something, and they just moved him for Gary Payton or whatever it was, Jr. And
Bob Meyer liked him, but he missed on Wiseman, man.
Oh my goodness! And then they just
up there in Golden State, yeah.
Yeah. So all right, if you're just joining us, Robert Burks, founder and host of a daily podcast, SportsSkope, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Right? You can see it anytime. It's a great show.
Yeah. I always watch the playback. Yeah, you find me on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. I don't have that many subscribers, like 22, but I got to start somewhere, right?
Am I saying did I call you Burks instead of Butler? I am losing my mind.
No, you're all right today, pal.
You're probably thinking about Doris Burks. There's no relation, though.
No. I'm 52 years old, and I feel it. I don't know what's going on.
Man, I thought you was younger than that, brother. I thought you was about my age.
No,
I'm 41.
I'm decrepit. I can't believe I keep saying your name wrong. I apologize.
It's all good, man. Hey, you're trying to balance. You're doing a balancing act.
Well, at least we do have it at the bottom of the screen there.
Thank God. Yeah. Thank God, because I'll tell you what, I really should be, and I should be done. I got to keep my day job because this is outrageous.
Alpha brain, John.
Yeah, right. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl.
That cold weather up there.
That's what it is. Yeah. And I got hockey on my mind. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Yeah. There it is, Super Bowl 57. Real quick, I want to get give me something. Give me a preview on this. What do you think,
guys? The last week and a half, I've been thinking Kansas City. Kansas City beat them last year in the regular season. Not this past season, but the season before, 42-30. But here's some fun facts for you. Okay, the MVP. We know Patrick Mahomes won the MVP last night. The last time a quarterback that's won the MVP, that's won the Super Bowl, has been Kurt Warner in 1999. We've got 23 years of data there. Wow. Here's another bummer for Kansas City fans. No quarterback that has had no winning player. Just don't forget quarterback. No winning player that's had over 12.61% of the salary cap has won a Super Bowl. That 12.61 was Tom Brady when they won with Tampa. You look at guys like Peyton Manning in 2009 and 2013, he's like 16, 17%. Mahomes is 15%. He's a little over fit. So technically that would be two big ones if Kansas City wins. Here's another thing. Do you guys remember the Titans playing Kansas City this season at Kansas City with the power running game?
Yeah.
It took the game to overtime, right?
Right.
But what does this team have for Philadelphia? I'm a little concerned about Jalen Hurts' shoulder. But if you think about all that, everything is stacking against Kansas City. So I like Philadelphia. My heart's with Kansas City. I got a good friend of mine. He's a big Philadelphia, but these guys are cocky though, man. Woo, man, are they cocky. Well, they talk a lot of trash, man.
Yeah, boy, I've been hearing it all week.
Balls and strikes though, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you what's kept me like all week. I've been Philadelphia, but this
is one of the hardest ones to handicap.
You know what I mean? Guys. I go, okay, Philly's got one of the best defensive lines as far as and recorded almost as many sacks, right up there with the Chicago 85 Bears. Their defense is unbelievable. And then I go over to and I'm like, and Patrick Mahomes, he's not going to be able to run at all, really. Yeah. And if he does, I think you're going to see a noticeable limp by just high ankle sprains. We've seen plenty of players not
4 to 6 weeks
those things, you know. And then I go, but Philadelphia, they haven't played any competition. Yeah. As soon as they were about to face it with San Francisco, it was gone in the first 5 minutes of the game. They had no competition. So I'm like, okay, so I have to try to weigh Patrick Mahomes not being able to run.
Yeah.
And do the whole backyard football thing with the talent at which that Philadelphia had to get through in order to get there, which probably one of the easiest routes I've ever seen to a Super Bowl before.
It is. I
mean, their schedule, their division.
Makes me think, yeah.
So, and his shoulder. So, I am literally, I honestly, I'm completely 50-50 on who I think is going to win. I lean Philly, but I don't know, man. Andy Reid's a damn good coach. So
he is. And think about it. Steve Spagnuolo stopped the greatest offense of all time. He was the coordinator for the 2007 Giants team. And he did a good job against Cincinnati, man. And I know that it had some offensive line injuries, you know, but I'll tell you what, that was some good coaching there. That was really good coach. And he coaches up in big games. They can play up this underdog role. They haven't been an underdog in a long time, Kansas City.
Yeah.
And they got a healthy offensive line. And I am concerned, guys, about Jalen Hurts. That injury occurred in Chicago back on December 18th, guys.
Yeah.
He may need surgery. He may have some kind of labrum issue that we just don't know about. And he's just a tough son of a gun, and he's just playing through it. You know, 250 total yards in that 49er game. They blew him out. You would think they would have 400 something. No, just 250 total.
Yeah.
I don't think he's thrown over 154 yards in the playoffs this year, guys.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
He can't get it downfield. That's my concern. That's why I was leaning Kansas City all week. And then I'm looking at these other stats about the MVP, the salary cap thing. Then I'm thinking, man, that offensive line for Philly is just road graders. I mean, they can they can hit you from different angles. That's a hard team to prepare for.
You know, I was trying to make it simple when I was thinking about Tucson, just like you guys going back and forth. Can they stop Kelsey? Can you just control him, contain him? Because it's honestly, I think it's all they got sometimes. It feels to me. I know that Andy Reid's great, though. I mean, everything, Pacheco sometimes, this and that. My God, if you could just corral him. And I don't know. Do you guys know how are the Eagles against a tight end? I'm not even sure.
That I don't know.
I don't know. I got to look that up.
Well, tight ends usually get the best up. They're not very strong at linebacker, but they're strong at corner. They're strong at safety. That Gardner Johnson, It's tied in the league with. They've got, check this out. They've got 4 new players on their defense since Kansas City played them last year. Hassan Reddick, he was never going to have a year like this.
No
This
way.
is his year. This is his storybook.
Yeah, buddy.
Gardner Johnson, they got him in a trade. I mean, this guy, Howie Roseman, is just cooking with gas as a GM up there.
Absolutely, because I remember that deal with New Orleans. It was like, I think it was for a first rounder. I think. I'm not positive.
I can't remember, but Gardner Johnson, he's tied with the league in interceptions, man.
It isn't like they're. I think like they drafted their whole entire team except for like 1 or 2 guys like Brown, who they traded for. But
they robbed us from AJ Brown down here.
Yeah, man, oh man, and then your guy gets most likely fired exactly for that reason, which he should have been. He should have been. Man.
I had your Bills in the Super Bowl, Scotty. I don't know what happened in the I had them in the 49ers, man.
I'll tell you. I saw an interview today on Pat McAfee's show. Jordan Poyer was on there. And I finally, I kind of thought this was what was going to happen to them, and I figured that's what happened. And he kind of, I think they don't want to say it to use it as an excuse. And pretty much it's like they were pretty much like just emotionally spent from all the stuff that happened throughout the season.
The
Hamlin thing, the snowstorms, the getting stuck, not being able to be home for Christmas. Like there was a lot of things having to play the game in Detroit instead of at home. And it was a lot. It was a lot. You know, for an 18-game season, that's small amount of time.
Yeah.
I just they didn't have anything left at that point.
You know, I feel bad, but feel bad for me because my favorite team is the Bears. And I've liked the Chicago Bears for a long time, since 77. And I'm a big fan. Now, what do you think? Give me some hope. They got the number 1 pick. This should be a slam. This should be beautiful.
You know, I'm a little concerned about Fields, guys. He's digressing. And I'm not sure if it's all the offensive line. You know, he looked good, but it looks like I'm not really in love with his decision making. I like Ryan Poles. I do not like them going after Claypool like that. You know, but God, they got the most money in cap room. You know, you got the number 1 pick. You really have to think about maybe trading Fields and drafting one of those quarterbacks. But you know, like Poles said, like your GM said, we've got to evaluate it. He's coming out of that Kansas City. He was understudy for Leach there, who's also done a great job in Kansas City. Great move getting rid of Tyreek Hill and getting those picks there. So you have a lot to be optimistic about. Other than is Fields the guy? You know, I think you can get an offensive line. You've got the number 1 pick.
Have they already committed
a long shot?
Have they not committed that they're not going to trade him?
Well,
he's holding his cards close to. I mean, he's like, we would have to be knocked dead by, you know.
I just assumed that reporters every time they see him, that'd be like, you got the number 1 pick, man. Are you going to go this guy? Or are you going to get rid of Fields? Or
the Bears organization is so bad because we saw what the last GM.
God, he was awful.
What was his name, Robin? Why am I forgetting? Pace, Ryan Pace. See, I'm forgetting everything. I'm sorry. I even forgot his, and I never forget. Anyways.
Well, you shut out that PTSD moment in your life.
When they did
the passed up on Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
When they did the Trubisky thing, and I said, never ever let him draft a quarterback again. They let him draft a quarterback again and then fire him. And then bring in another guy who is not his quarterback. Such a mess. You know, one thing I heard this week, and it really was the knockout punch, was Mahomes saying that the Bears told him and his father that if they were going to take a quarterback, it was him. And they didn't do it. Isn't that crazy?
I should never get another GM job.
Dude, how about the GM for the Bills that we needed a quarterback at the time, and we gave the pick to Kansas City and allowed them to pick him?
Oh, well, you got Allen, though. You picked him.
I love Allen. I love Allen.
We got Trubisky.
But I would take Mahomes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think the proof is in the pudding, man.
Coach Scotty.
He's proved quite a bit. Mahomes is obviously one, and then there's like a tier of people right underneath him that are kind of similar.
You think Mahomes is that much better?
That guy does shit I've never seen before, Robert.
Yeah.
He does
He's
things
got a
that
strong
I
arm.
can't even make myself not like him. He just amazes me with the I know it's flipping the ball, but nobody has ever really done that in their game. Like,
Yeah.
no one's ever, I guess, had the balls to just do it without the fear of the coach screaming, if you lose the ball, because they haven't had that really happen
It's
to
like
him.
you got the fast forward button on him and everybody else is in another speed.
He just seems,
He's the turbo
man,
button.
I thought he was going to take a step back this year. And to take a step
Oh,
forward.
because the hill. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just thought I didn't expect them to be going to the Super Bowl. I didn't think they'd be terrible, but to be as good as they were, to be even better.
I don't know. I thought if you give Andy Reid, Josh Allen, I don't know, guys. I mean, you got a heck of a.
We're hurting because of our play.
I agree with that. Could you? Yeah, you put Andy Reid with Allen.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Ken Dorsey's play calling after this season. I'm just not.
A running game. You got Roger Saffold. That was our best run blocker.
Yeah,
buddy. We got guys. We got Naheem Hines, and I'm like, we can't ever use a screen pass with this guy. Like,
that's all.
What are we even doing? Like, throw the ball.
Yeah.
He was hardly ever on the field. I was losing my mind. I was talking to John every week about it.
Yeah. No.
Your window didn't close, man. He's going to be a huge captain.
Dude, I honestly believe this. We should have won we should have went last year. That 13 seconds should have never happened.
Oh, sure.
I think Buffalo would have won the bowl that year. And I think that was not that it's passed for us, but I think that was when we were at our best and we really could have won it. Honestly, our defense was like number one. I mean,
and that's what I want to say.
Everything's going right for us. Everything's going right. So
when everyone in the beginning of the season, I'll have to bring back the tapes. When everyone was going crazy about the AFC West, about the AFC, the NFC plays defense. That's for me. That's what I always think. Like, they just do. The 49ers play defense and the Eagles. The AFC don't play it. I mean, they try and they do good. They have guys, but they don't play it. I mean, Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, they just don't. I don't know. There's something different about the Eagles defense, the 49ers defense, than what I saw over there. And I think ultimately that's why I'll end up going with the Eagles tomorrow or Sunday, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. You know, Baltimore's got some players, guys. It's just Baltimore's got they are just great head to toe. They just need to probably move off Lamar, and they just can't do it. They're stuck with that year too. They got this. He won the MVP, but what has he done ever since then? He's been hurt. I think they should make a trade and go out and get Rodgers. You could trade.
Oh, wow.
You could sucker a team like Atlanta Falcons into taking Lamar and giving you a haul of play of picks. You know, they got all that cap room. Somebody like an Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr, man, they got a good defense.
They do.
Did they get torched by Miami early? Yeah. Any great defense can give up 30 points. It's the NFL. Look at the rules, special teams. But I still like Baltimore's defense. I think Pittsburgh's going to start to show that again next year. They're going to start looking like the old Pittsburgh. And, hey, what about the second half adjustments of Lou Anarumo for Cincinnati?
He's still up for that Arizona job, isn't he?
He's getting second, third interviews. Yeah.
Yeah.
He may just be coordinator material, guys, but, man, he is good.
He's good.
He's kicked our butt a few times, and he went up there and kept y'all to 11. I still haven't got over your loss, man, because I was really pulling hard for Buffalo to win the whole bleeping thing with the Hamlin and just the sentimental.
Let me tell you, hey, man, at that game, and I came on here because I went to every playoff game.
Did you really?
I was telling John, I don't understand why this happened, because this isn't a thing around here during the playoffs. When the Bills are good, it's like mania. And I went to that Cincinnati game, and I think everybody felt it that they were going to lose. So they sold their tickets. So when I was walking into the stadium, I'm literally surrounded by Cincinnati Bengal fans doing their hooday. I mean, I was like in the minority, man. And I'm like, I look at my kid. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? This is not right. They were loud, dude. They were loud. I mean, I had the vibe the whole time. I didn't really want to go to the game, but I got some tickets because I thought they were going to lose. I could see it the last few weeks of the season. They were winning games close and making a lot of mistakes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't with what happened with Miami. That I'm like, they're not going anywhere.
Tyler Thompson.
Hey, exactly. I'm like, they're not going anywhere, man.
You know, they put the guard down, and
yep. I'm like, they're done. They're done.
Well, Robert,
I was so mad. Yeah.
Can I get before I let you go, because I know you got to get ready, and I want to get ready because I'm going to watch your show tonight. Do you got a score? Can you give me a score for the Super Bowl?
I was telling a girl at work, she does all these FanDuel parlays. I said, you can bet the score, and she's like, well, what? I said, how about 34-30 Philadelphia? I'm taking the over. It might not be 34-30, but I think this is going to go over. There's too much creativity on both sides of the ball.
All right.
A lot of creativity there. It's over and under's like 50, by the way.
I was just going to ask what it was.
Yeah, so I was wondering what it was. Yeah. All right. Robert.
Hey, thanks, guys. That was fun. That was fast.
Yeah.
Let me say your name right, man. I feel really bad because my name gets butchered. I don't even put it up there. So it's so easy, and I don't know what the hell's going on. I know the Maple Leafs haven't played in 2 weeks because of the All-Star break. I guess I'm shook up.
Oh,
but
man.
I'm really sorry. I'm sorry about that. I feel bad.
Man. Hey, no problem.
Robert Butler, founder and the host of the daily podcast, SportsSkope, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I can see it on Facebook, right? On YouTube, I can.
Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, and then the next day you can get it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Awesome.
And we're going to reach out to you because we might want you to come back so we can break down some stuff as the season, and then the other seasons and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about hockey. I know we got a team up down the street, guys, but I couldn't tell you. I could talk some NBA and some NFL.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're getting you back. I appreciate this.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, man.
You too. Good night. All right.
That was fun.
Yeah, where am I at? I'll tell you, I am false starting. I have. You know what? They would pull me out of the game. I don't even know. That would have been it. I went offsides and false started 7 times in less than an hour. What a piece of. You know what? I'm so pissed off right now. It's the only thing I got.
Did I just call you Jack Baker?
Yeah, right.
I'm like, John, every time you said his name, I'm like, he just called him the wrong name again.
Yeah, I know. Repeatedly. I don't know. All right, let's take a break. I got to regroup. We got our own picks we're going to give. Robin will join us, and I'm going to shake the rust off. We'll be back.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
All right, time to make money on Super Bowl 57.
Man, I'm good, buddy.
Yeah. See, I had to get off the I don't know. I had to go into halftime.
That's not good.
Because I don't even know who to compare myself to. Robin, that was pathetic. You didn't say it. I thought you were looking. I seen the evil eye. I saw the dirty looks. You should. If you'd have just poked me, and I know. I don't even know what I did. I'm gonna send him a message. I got to apologize. It's unfortunate because
I know he was all in good fun, man.
Yeah,
good guest, great guy.
guest.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was definitely shit. He was on for over half an hour. I thought we were only getting for a little bit.
Yeah, he does his own show Monday through Friday. It was really cool. I stumbled across it, and I was just all of a sudden started watching, and I reached out, and I'm like, come on.
So does he concentrate just on football right now?
A lot of football. He did. NBA trade deadline, he got into that good. He knows his NBA.
Good.
And football, NBA. Yeah, NFL. He was good. All right. We kind of talked about this. Why don't we do this real quick? Why don't we do our sides right now, right off the bat? And when are you going with Philly?
Yeah,
Scott?
probably.
You're going to go with Philly? I think I am too.
The defense is what's doing it for me, man.
Me too. That's what's doing it for me.
He can't run. If he can't run, okay, they did say he's in the pocket when he had to get thrown from the pocket. Yeah, but he wasn't playing on a high ankle sprain, man. So that changes everything for me.
Because I think they're going to have to run the ball. I know that's something that people don't like to talk about. I think they're actually going to have to run. Pacheco's going to have to run. I don't think they're going to be able to do it alone with Kelsey in this one.
I heard from what I'm hearing, what people are considering, they think they're going to come out run heavy.
I think they got to. I think they have to.
Because if they don't,
yeah.
If they don't, if Kansas City can somehow figure out a way to get up by 2 scores, I think they'll win. If they can't do that, if they can't go tit for tat right with Philly, it'll be over with quick, I think.
Robin, what do you think on this game? What side?
I went back and forth on this so many times. I could play out so many scenarios in my head. In the end, what tipped the scales for me was coaching, and I went with Andy Reid.
Yeah, no.
So I would take Kansas City. And I know it's only 1.5 points, but I don't mind. I think it's going to be a really close game.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I think you guys have to flip a coin, to be honest with you.
Flip a coin. Mahomes hasn't faced a defense like this. And like you said, you made a great point about the Eagles, though, too. I mean,
they haven't faced any competition
no,
at all, dude. Look at their whole. Go back and look at every game. Tell me who they're. Show me someone playoff caliber that they faced.
Right? No,
and they haven't.
I know.
I mean, yes, they played against the 49ers defense, but you can't tell me that defense knew they weren't. They already saw what their situation was with the quarterback.
Yeah.
Did they really think they were going to win? They didn't think they were going to win. They knew they were screwed at that point, man.
Nate likes the Eagles -1.5 and over 50.5. And he also, when we get into it, we'll get into that shortly. And that you're right. The defense, I've seen it many, I'll just go back to the Bears. I've seen it many times. They have great defense and bad quarterbacks. And when you can't get first downs, that hurts.
Yeah.
Defenses are getting tired. They're on the field forever.
I got to let this maniac out.
Okay,
have you heard her?
I heard.
Give me a hard time over here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, go.
You know what I mean? You know that. You can't. First downs are for good offensive teams. They don't think about it.
Right.
Like when you're the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals. These teams, they don't think about first downs. Me and you, when we're watching the Bears, that tells you if it's going to be a decent game.
Sure.
How many first downs how many third down conversions do they have?
Absolutely.
Third down conversions are so important to a defense. We watched the Bears have some of the playoff defenses just die because their team can't convert on third down.
Yeah.
And you made a great point about the Eagles. See, that's why I go back and forth. I mean, that could have been a good game. And that was with Brock Purdy even. That wasn't even with,
I think San Fran was going to go. I believe they were going to go down and score, to be honest with you.
I do too. That was, what a shame. But you're right. You're right, man. I'm gonna lose my mind, but I like the Eagles still. Over too, everybody. Probably go over.
I think there's a good amount of points.
I thought 50.5 was low, actually.
Yeah. I've noticed that from where it opened to where it is now, that the healthier Mahomes has gotten, the higher the line has gone.
The over?
Yeah, the over has gone. Yeah. So I suspect it'll trend that
could
way.
Be a big trick, though. You got to be careful.
You know what? I think what we're going to end up finding out at the end of the year. Mark my words, I will not be shocked if Patrick Mahomes has to have ankle surgery.
I wouldn't be shocked either. Wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise
Dude,
me.
that leg bend that happened when he got hit. How did he not tear something?
I know.
His ankle was sideways.
Yeah. It was almost like that. I know.
I mean, come on. I mean, that was bad. I'm like, I think he blew his knee out and his ankle at the same time, I thought.
He was inches away from being like Dak Prescott. Seriously, a little bit more, we could have had a catastrophic injury. Nate's going to give us a little something. Ultimately, the reason why I took the Eagles is because I believe that they have just a little bit better of a defense, which I believe that too. I mean, the Chiefs' defense
is mainly Chris Jones, though. I mean, I know they got the good rookie in the back.
Yeah.
Right? He's had a good year. But a lot of it centers around Chris Jones, who's sick right now. He was doing an interview yesterday, and he was like, man, I got a sore throat. Everybody knows. And he kept having to leave the interview to the point where he had to keep leaving the interview to go blow his nose.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on. This just happened. So I don't know if that'll affect his energy possibly. Don't know. I know it's a Super Bowl, but being sick is being sick.
And the Chiefs.
Like the flu game.
Yeah, the Chiefs through the season, the teams have had their way with them too defensively. I mean, there's been the running games might be the biggest thing that we watch.
They let a lot of bad teams almost beat them all year.
I know Houston did.
Many times they almost lost. They almost lost to the Texans. They should have probably lost to the Texans.
So I don't know if they win. And again, if they win with only Kelsey, because I really don't have much Juju Smith-Schuster, the other guys, whatever. It's not exactly, those are. If you'd have thrown them on the Bears, it wouldn't have made a difference. Those don't feel like difference makers to me.
Not
those guys. So the Eagles really should be. I don't know. I'm going to talk myself into the Eagles even more.
I'm going to set something up for you right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Check this out. Now, if Patrick Mahomes wasn't so beloved already by the media, they've already practically crowned the guy Brady number 2. Yes. And he hasn't even done close to what Brady did already in his career. Okay? That's all the comparisons I ever hear. If Patrick Mahomes goes to the Super Bowl and loses again, how do they not start talking shit about that?
Right. Because,
But they won't. They'll give him the credit for getting there because of who he is. That's what I'm saying. I will bet you will not hear on the mainstream media channels like the ESPNs and NFL networks. You might hear one person do it. Probably like Bart Scott, right? You'd have somebody like that'll do it. Somebody who people will be like, that's my thought. Okay, you keep getting there, dude, but you keep losing.
That's true. No, that's a great point. This is a big win. This is a big Super Bowl for him, legacy-wise.
Big Super Bowl for both teams.
Yeah.
Set up a dynasty with Philadelphia because of how young they are.
Right. Yeah. If Jalen Hurts, it's interesting what Robert was saying about his shoulder. I mean, he does that. That's another. One guy's the shoulder, the other one the ankle. Got a lot going on here in this game.
Yeah.
He's a Chris Jones sack away from not playing in the game.
Yeah, and then it's Minshew, Gardner Minshew. You don't think they're not
going to try to land on that shoulder when they sack him? Come on, dude. You know how football goes. We've seen it 1,000 times. They target that shit just like they tackle Mahomes. You think they're going to twist that ankle a little bit tighter?
Yeah. Who's their backup, by the way? Who is it? Chad Henne for Kansas City?
Yeah. Who actually came in and played extraordinarily well when he had to.
He did. And then Gardner.
Oh, he's actually seems to.
It's Gardner Minshew. Am I right?
Yeah.
For the Eagles? Okay.
Uncle Rico, yes.
Here you go. Could you imagine them two? Maybe you never know. It ends in those two. Henne
you know who Uncle Rico is?
Uncle Rico. No, I don't think so. Maybe I would if you tell me. I don't know.
You don't know about the Uncle Rico Gardner Minshew thing?
Oh, it was with him hugging him.
Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah. Yes.
That's why I called him Uncle Rico because that's who he looks like. They actually, Uncle Rico went there with his headband and his shirt and took a picture with Gardner at the stadium.
I'm lost, man. I'm in another orbit. Let's get into some props because props are great. We love them in the Super Bowl. Now, we already had one from Nate, one that I think we all would agree. Kelsey scoring a touchdown or how many touchdowns is always there. You got to. How can you not, right? I mean, it's just do it.
Yeah, I'm all over the Kelsey touchdown.
All right, let me ask you some questions, guys, about Kelsey real quick. How about Kelsey over 7.5 receptions?
Oh, absolutely.
You like it? You like it?
Yeah.
And then over, what's the yards? Where are they?
78.5.
78.5.
How is it not?
Yeah, there you go.
How is it not? Yeah. I like all the overs in the Kelsey bets.
I love this.
He's the main guy.
and this is one that I really, really, really like. And I don't even know what it is. I have no idea. The Eagles to have 2 or more sacks. Whatever that is, I want to play it. It's got to be there. I really believe that.
Let me see.
If they can't run the ball, he's going to get hit. I don't see why not. Let me see here. All right. Yeah, Nate likes him over 80.5 on his app, wherever he's looking. And we got what, 78, you said?
78.5.
Okay. How about this? Are you guys, well, look at Pacheco. These are interesting. Pacheco is over under 48.5. He's got, I don't know.
Catches a lot of passes out of the backfield. Yeah. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah. Now Miles Sanders is the guy. They got him at over under 61.5.
Him and Jared McKinnon both catch the ball. They haven't been pushing McKinnon as much as they were in the beginning part of the season.
Nate's got another one for us. Mahomes over 19.5 rushing and Hurts under 49.5 rushing.
Ooh, I don't know if I like Mahomes over 19 rushing, just because of that ankle.
It'll be yeah. It'll be.
He did last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to look and see if he ran at all.
Let's see. Go ahead, Robin.
You know what I kind of like is a long shot at plus 310 is Gainwell to score a touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell.
That bastard! I bet him before to score a touchdown. And
yeah, why not? I like that.
I'm not saying that because he does get the ball quite a bit down there.
Yeah.
Who was it who told us about that one bet about, was it you, Scott, about the Kelsey scoring a touchdown?
Yeah, you gave us that last week.
You gave us that last week. That was great. I love that.
I think there's a good chance that might happen. This could be Jason Kelsey's last game.
That you could see that.
I think if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, Jason Kelsey's done. You're going to hear him retire after that.
Yeah.
Not too long after, I think.
What a great career that guy had. And very underrated in a lot of ways, you know.
He was underrated a lot earlier in his career.
Yeah.
Should be bets on whether or not his wife has the baby on Super Bowl Sunday. She's 38 weeks pregnant.
Oh, geez.
And I guess they've picked out special names if the baby's born on Super Bowl Sunday.
That's fun. There might be some props there. I mean, is there anything, guys? What else do we like here? What about any time to? I mean, I think everything we've done all year.
Listen, for most rushing yards of the game, everybody's plus. There's no minuses. I would probably place a bet on Miles Sanders.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's plus 105. He's the main featured back with Philly.
Yeah, for a touchdown?
Just for yardage. He'll usually get the yardage, and then he kind of comes out a lot. I know they use Gainwell. They use Gainwell in the red zone mostly?
I think so. They do. They seem to.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Sanders chews up most of the yardage. I know he scores still too, but I think he gets most of the yardage. I would say over him, and the closest to him is Pacheco, really.
Do you guys, what do you think? Real quick on the passing props, I wanted to ask you, both of you. I see Jalen Hurts over-unders 239.5, and Mahomes over-unders 294.5. Is there any of that I can take under, you think?
Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Maybe under, because I think
I'm telling you, they're probably going to have to go run heavy in the beginning of the game.
They got to. There's no way, or else
if he loses all that pass yardage in the first half of the game, he ain't reaching. I don't think he's hitting 300 this week.
You have to run. I think I love it. I love that idea, and I love to watch it. They have to run. I really believe, and it has to work. The running game has to work for them this week.
And Jalen, he can't really be running much because he can't be lowering that shoulder. So I would have the over with Jalen and the under with Patrick.
Yeah, it's good. Good call. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. What about Robin? Do you got anything that you were thinking that popped out at you? Because I know you were looking earlier. I'll tell you one thing though. Other than the two quarterbacks, it's a rather healthy group. I think
it really is.
Both teams. Not too bad.
And diverse. It's hard to pick a wide receiver to have 100 yards because none of them usually do. You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
The highest yardage total is Travis Kelce at 79 yards. There's no other wide receiver. The only other closest one is A.J. Brown at 72, and everybody's in the low 60s and under.
That's nuts. Pacheco's at 15.5 over under yards. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting with them. And anytime score, I just this game out of all the Super Bowls, I don't think I've ever had one like this where I feel the way I do. That I'm not sure. Flip a coin.
Right.
We haven't had a flip a coin in a long time that I think.
Well, for me, I mean, I don't know how you guys are feeling, but it's almost like on every single one, I can see both sides of it. Like, I could see, like, okay, if Kansas City wins, this is going to happen. If Philadelphia wins, that's going to happen. So,
yeah,
pretty much.
You know, though, I like the point you made. Now, this could make me want to go with Kansas City. I don't know. The point that Scott makes about Mahomes' legacy in this game is big.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
I think he should be. He's probably thinking of it. Why wouldn't he? And this is a big deal because you lose again. You can go to the Super Bowl all you want. Just look at the Vikings, the Bills, teams, those players from back in the past. They weren't looked upon as, great achievement. They're looked upon as losing.
Right.
So you can't go there and lose all the time, more than you win.
Right.
So that's a really good call there, Scott, because I think that's something that that's an added thing. Maybe you can't bet it obviously or nothing, but just to watch it unfold is going to be interesting. Paying attention,
for sure.
Yeah, man, and I guess even Andy Reid. I mean, what a game! This is the Andy Reid Bowl.
If Andy Reid wins,
Philadelphia.
Yeah, he retires. Probably Andy Reid, right? If he wins,
I think if he wins, he'll retire, and if Philly wins, who knows? Andy Reid might still retire. But I think him and Kelsey, both of those two guys, Jason and Reed. Yeah. I think on either side, I think that's who's going to be that's who that team's going to end up losing next year.
Think about the stuff that Andy Reid went through a lot in his coaching career. His son committed suicide right there at the.
Dude, look at what his son just did at the other Super Bowl.
I know, right? Yeah,
right. Just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and his other one committed. Remember during training camp?
Yeah,
his son, the other one. So I like the guy. I always have. I think coaching wise, I love the commercials where he's drawing on them. You talked about that. Whether he's drawing on the mustaches on the guys. That's pretty funny stuff.
I can't help it.
Hey, here's a little added thing I got for your Pacheco because I was looking stuff up while we were talking. I'm going back a little bit to the Pacheco. Okay. What's his over?
Receiving yards for Pacheco is 15.5.
I'd take that.
Over, yeah.
Dude, after he got hurt, right? Pacheco, who normally catches maybe one pass a game, he had 5 catches for 60 yards against the Bengals.
I like it. And
dude, that's a massive jump in his production, and I guarantee you it's because Patrick had to play differently due to his ankle injury.
Yeah, because that's running the ball when you do that. So that works out. That's basically running.
Yeah.
And keep an eye on first downs in this game.
They might have to do that too with that Philadelphia defensive line. They're probably going to have to throw little swing passes over to him in order to get any yardage out of him.
And to get him to calm down because they're going to be rushing. I mean,
right.
He's a rookie too.
Yeah, these are two well-coached teams. This is going to be a good Super Bowl. I believe it'll be a good one.
This has been an easy one to pick apart.
I agree on that too.
For each side. I don't think I've ever seen it so evenly be able to pick it apart where you can so easily talk someone into betting one of these teams. I can talk you into betting either one of these teams right now. Just by talking more about one side,
And the Eagles are very they're no names. When you think, I mean, obviously guys but there's no big stars over there. You know what I mean? There's nothing really standing out. I mean, you got Kelsey, you got Mahomes. Mahomes, I agree with you. ESPN and them, they just elevate him to a level. He is up here. You said it earlier with Robert, no doubt, but they push it to another level.
Yeah.
Think about it. The Eagles don't have anything over there. I mean, it's really nothing. I mean,
they call themselves a bunch of cast-offs.
Yeah. Well,
I could see where you could do that. I could see where you could do that. You know
what I'd like the Eagles to do? And this is on a totally different note. I wish they'd go back and wear a green uniform because, my God, they're difficult to watch. Do you remember the old uniform? Remember the Harold Carmichael, the green that you must
green with the white stripe up the side?
Nice. Yes, very nice.
What are talking about?
Even Randall Cunningham's days were
Yeah. I like the uniforms back when Randall Cunningham played.
Me too. I liked them a lot. So I guess maybe you have some picks. You got a couple basketball games you want to give out?
I do.
All right, give them out real quick.
I like the Suns tonight on the money line at plus 120.
Who are they playing?
At the Pacers.
Okay.
And later tonight, I like the Clippers at home against the Bucks, and that's a pick.
Sorry, I gotta get my dog.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, and that's a pick 'em because I like the Bucks played last night,
Yeah,
as we know. So who knows? I wonder, does Giannis play tonight?
right. I know.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
But
And if he does, how many minutes?
Yeah, it's weird, right? What will it be like?
Right.
And the Clippers now will be without Reggie Jackson, but I think they got Plumlee.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. So I like those two games.
Yeah.
Last night, my parlay went to hell. I had everyone, you know what I did? Here's what I did. I took Oral Roberts. I took Cal State Northbridge. And they win. And I threw Ohio State in there, and that was a disaster.
Yeah.
Damn Ohio State.
The Suns, I really like them a lot tonight with Devin Booker playing.
And the Pacers stink.
Yeah. I
I
know.
almost used my free NBA bet on them tonight, but instead I went with Memphis -7.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's a good one. These teams, I can't wait. As the NBA starts going down here, there's more betting to be had because I can't wait to see these teams get their new players in there. Like I think
That's what I wait for. That's what I wait for.
I think the Nets are going to be better than people think.
Oh, I think so,
because
too.
Cam Johnson is a scorer. He can score 30. He can average 30. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Bridges is really good. It might not be half bad over there. It might not be half bad.
And he's a hell of a defender, Bridges.
Yeah. So, Scott, is there anything else in the Super Bowl that you can think of that we're not hitting? I think we hit a lot.
Oh my God, those are probably all the things I'm most likely going to bet on. Yeah. I'm going to parlay stuff together. Other than that, I might do I might try to do a final score.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to sit and think, though. I've seen too many 34-30s and 37-34s, and I got to switch it up. That's just – I've seen too much of it.
Yeah, too many. Yes, yeah, I agree.
I got to do like a 31-28 or something, or I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a lot of field goals getting kicked.
Yeah, because they probably won't kick them. They'll just go for it.
Both team's going to understand that if you do not match the points the other guys that you're going to get behind too quick.
Wow, his football changed. Remember,
you
just get down.
Yeah, it's like, dude, kicking a field goal, you're a pussy.
Yeah, you almost are going to be.
You're not going for it on your own 35.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, what's
that
wrong
guy's
with?
Got a lot of guts. Everybody else like that guy's an idiot. No,
yeah.
now he does it every week, right?
That's true. Yeah, think about football's changing, man.
A lot bigger chances ever since analytics got involved.
So, I'm going to say his name right now, Robert Butler. And he was with SportsSkope. And he's on Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. You can go watch him right after this, give it an hour rest and go watch. He had some really good insight with us tonight, and he does that every night on his show. And I thank him for being with us. Scott, next week, man, we'll have, you know what? After the Super Bowl, then my season starts because the Bears really start to pick up. I don't know about what he said about Fields. I'm
hearing people say that though.
I don't know, and I hear other people saying.
I don't know if they're doing it for talk, just to fill some air. It seems like they conjure up these things. I didn't hear that all season, and now all of a sudden, 4 weeks after the season's over with for that team, I'm starting to hear this stuff.
His decision making, I think it's really hard to put decision making on. All right, at Ohio State, his decision making was great. Everyone loved it. He was fine, but he had a great team. He had a line. He had options. In Chicago, I don't know how I'm going to be able to. This is the year. This is it. This will be the year where it has to change. That's all.
Dude, it's these dogs are taking turns.
Yeah, let you go. Let's get out of here.
Bounce.
Super Bowl Sunday, man.
You know it, baby. Good luck.
Right.
That's everybody.
Take it easy, Scott. I'll be talking to you.
Yes, sir.
Good night, everyone. Maybe I could find the. We're still on, by the way.
Oh, all right.
Because I didn't get the things up.
All right.
I'm still on. I'll tell you, really, really fumbling. Maybe over under on that next show. How many times I just piss away something. My God. All right, let's get out of here. The Leafs are on and stuff. So.
Yes, good night, everyone.
Have a happy Super Bowl.